I want to let you know what I did for my renovations. I decided to renovate my bathroom. I'm a homeowner and I wanted to make some changes to the electrical. So this video is going to just explain my thought process on how I rewired my bathroom. So initially I had a switch here that controlled the light in the bathroom, one light, and it also controlled one fan. And so this is the electrical box. Okay, and initially when I was preparing, I found out that this wire here, which is a line wire, this is basically the power that feeds the bathroom. I found that this is a power, and it came from the electrical panel. It went through a series of different circuits in my dining room, and then eventually came in here. Okay, so this wire was initially what was came across here, and it came into where the hole is. So basically this outlet here, and there was another wire that also fed an outlet just below this hole. It's a electrical outlet down there. You can see it on the other side. You can see it here. This one here. You can see it here. Okay. And so that was the first line. So I found out that this is a circuit, and I found out the circuit number on the box, and so I understood this is the power that was coming into the bathroom. But I also found that there was a second circuit, and there was also power coming in from another source in the panel, and it's over here. It's right here. And this used to be an electrical outlet, I guess, you know, in the washroom. And what I found when I traced this wire, because this had power, what I found is it came from the electrical box, came upstairs into my bathroom, and then the wire came down and it ended here. Okay, so this is a second circuit. So there's two circuits. Power is coming in from the electrical box into this bathroom. One is here, and one is that wire there. So the changes that I wanted to make for me is the following. I added another box here, and I fed the electricity into this box, and then from here,
the power, right?
The power, yeah. And then from here, I wanted to feed two lights. One, which I added. This is a new wire that I added, and it came right inside the shower, so you could see what you're doing in the shower.
Yeah. And
also, I made another wire that came right here, which is the middle of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And this is the light that this is the main light that will turn on and off. And I wanted it sensor. So when people just want to use the washroom, they walk through the threshold, the sensor would turn on and it would activate this light. So this would be the only light working every day. And if you wanted to turn on that light into the shower, you would actually use a switch and you turn it on and off manually here.
Did code require like a specific breaker?
Yeah, I'll get into the code later. I just want to go through the wiring, my thought process and the way I figured the wire. So I'm letting this feeder wire feed the two light fixtures here. I decided to feed the two light fixtures here.
Yes, sir.
In this wire here, which was an end of line, I decided to use the power for this to feed extra wires that I made in the following. So I wanted a vanity light specifically to turn on and off. If you're right in front of the mirror, you can turn on the vanity light and it will turn on and off if you're using the vanity. If you don't want it, you don't use it. It conserves energy. So that's why I wanted a separate switch for the vanity light. So I put it here. I also wanted a separate switch for the fan, and I'll tell you why. I entered a box here, and that's because I wanted this. It's going to be a sensor, humidifier sensor. So
for the fan.
For the fan, and basically the humidifier will turn on and off as needed by the sensor. So if there's too much humidity, it'll turn on and off. But also, the reason why I put it here was because if you're on the toilet, and let's say there's a foul smell as a result of you waste, and you decide, oh, I don't, you know, you can turn around and manually press the button, and it'll turn on the fan, and all the foul odor will be sucked into the fan. So that way you don't have to move, and you can turn it on manually, and it'll shut off after a timer, after a certain set timer. So that's why I have a separate circuit here. But in order to get power here, because the power is coming here, so how did I do it? Well, basically I had to run another wire from here into this box. And then I run another wire that connected the box to the fan. And all the specific wiring, I will get into another video. I just wanted the overall wiring thought process.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this wire here that's coming down here, because this was
the power,
it's called a ground fault line. And the reason why it's called a ground fault line is because, let's say I try to electrocute myself and there's a ground short. What it happens is, because the outlet upstairs, the switch upstairs, is a ground fault outlet protected, if there's anything on this wire, it'll shut off upstairs. So this is called a ground fault protected line. Okay, it's an outlet.
Yeah.
So that's why it's here. This wire here, unfortunately, I'll tell you when I traced it. Okay, so from the electrical box, and we'll quickly go through. So from the electrical box, I determined that the circuit came into the dining room. Initially came on this switch here, and this used to turn on and off a lamp.
These two lamps.
Yeah, I changed it. So the line came in here, and then the power fed all these outlets here, these electrical outlets. And this is the last box here.
Of the circuit, no?
Of the circuit. And this box here, from here, this is the last box where the wire goes from this box directly into that, you know, the wire I showed you in the bathroom. Okay?
So that the wire is the end of the line in the washroom.
Yes. Okay, so the wire comes into here. Okay, the line in. And then there's also, it branches off into two places. So there's one wire that feeds the bathroom, and it's that wire I showed you. And also there's a wire that feeds, it's called a parallel circuit from that point, and it feeds this three-way switch here. Okay? Now, by code, because I'm in a wet and damp environment, the electrical inspector wanted the circuit, or the electricity that's going into my bathroom, it wanted it protected by a ground fault, and they also called it an arc fault. Okay, those are two types of protection that it wanted. So I had to buy a electrical outlet that is both ground fault protected and arc fault protected. It's around $30 in Canada here. I'll give you the details, but it looks like a ground faulted regular outlet, but it's actually, it tells you it's GFI and AFI protection. Okay, so I made sure that the wire or the electricity that's going into the bathroom is now ground faulted and arc faulted protected,
as per the permit needed,
as required by code. Okay, so once I press, I'm going to do a set. So this is a test. See, it's green, now it's off. That means this is activated. Okay, so that means now power has been cut off to electricity that was feeding into the bathroom. So if it's correctly wired, like this is a parallel, and it's not ground fault protected, but the wire that's going into the bathroom now, it should be off. Like there shouldn't be any lights on because I'm using that circuit right now, which you can see now it's off. Okay, it's off. There's no power coming into the bathroom. There's still electricity in there where the end of line is from the upstairs bathroom, but this circuit here is closed off. if I have a
can't see
tester.
anything,
Yeah, I
right.
can't see anything, but so that's my methodology, sorry, as to what I did to rewire my bathroom for my renovations. Always consult with a professional if you're not sure. Get a permit. Okay, it's very important that you get an electrical permit for safety reasons. And that's all I want to say right now. And on another video, part 2, I will go into how I wired each wire individually in the box and the thought process there. Thank you.
Okay. Best of luck with your renovations.